From the girl nobody wanted to the woman nobody can ignore. The most powerful coach in women's basketball never came to watch her play. Not once. While other coaches were showing up at 5:45 in the morning just to sit in her gym, Gino Arima, the man who built the greatest dynasty in women's college basketball history, couldn't be bothered to make the drive. Other coaches who did show up watched her body language, the frustration, the arms flying up, the intensity, and quietly crossed her off their lists. Her high school team never won a state title in 4 years. She had almost no close friends. Not because nobody liked her, but because nobody was hungry enough to keep up with her. She committed to her dream school. Then backed out. Then picked a school most people thought was beneath her talent, and told reporters she was going to take them to the Final Four. Everyone laughed. Nobody's laughing now. 18.9 million people watched her final college game. The WNBA spent $50 million changing its infrastructure before she played a single professional minute. LeBron, Steph Curry, Patrick Mahomes, all publicly in awe. The girl nobody fully wanted became the woman nobody can ignore. This is how it happened. West Des Moines, Iowa. A cold morning. A cracked court. A little girl in a jersey 2 sizes too big. She is 5 years old. There is no girls' basketball team, so she plays in the boys' league. And she is getting the best of every boy on that court. One of them can't handle it. He starts hacking her, fouling her hard, trying to make her quit. She wells up with tears. Most kids go home. Most kids tell their parents and never come back. Caitlyn Clark got back on the court, went straight at him, and tackled him out of bounds. Then stood over him. Her grandfather was watching from the sideline that day. And according to the family, that was the exact moment he knew. Not just that she was tough. But that she was different. That something lived inside this little girl that couldn't be coached, couldn't be manufactured, and couldn't be stopped. Her father Brent played baseball and basketball at Simpson College. Her mother Ann is the daughter of a Dowling Catholic football coach. Her brother Blake played college football at Iowa State. Her cousin Audrey played college basketball. Athletics wasn't just something this family did, it was woven into their identity. But nobody in that family had what Caitlyn had. Her family genuinely believed she could have gone pro in soccer if she wanted. The athleticism was never the question. What separated her from everyone around her was something harder to measure, the refusal to be pushed around, the inability to accept losing, the fire that burned so hot it scared people who didn't understand it yet. At 5 years old, on a boys' court, with tears still drying on her face, she showed the world exactly who she was. Not the girl who cried. The girl who came back. But carrying that kind of fire comes with a price. And for the next 4 years, the world was about to make her pay it, over and over again. 4 years of high school. 4 years of being the best player on the floor. 4 straight years of going home without a title. Freshman year she averages 15 points. Team loses in the state tournament. She comes back averaging 27. Team loses in the quarterfinals. Junior year she drops 60 points in a single game, second highest in Iowa girls basketball history, sets the state record with 13 three-pointers in one game, leads the entire state in scoring. Team loses in the semifinals. Senior year she leads the state in scoring again. Her team doesn't even make the tournament. 4 years. 0 titles. 0 apologies. Then the pandemic canceled the McDonald's All-American Game and the Jordan Brand Classic, 2 stages she had earned and deserved. Ripped away before she ever got there. Most players break under that weight. She got sharper. Her coach Kristen Meyer pulled her into film sessions showing nothing but her body language. Not her plays. Not her shots. Just her reactions. Arms flying up. Stomping. Loud clapping at teammates. Meyer had to explain what the word empathy meant because Caitlyn genuinely didn't know it existed. She wanted to win so badly that nobody around her could breathe. Her brother Blake understood this better than anyone. After one devastating loss, he took a picture of the scoreboard and texted it to her repeatedly for an entire year. Not to hurt her. To fuel her. She had almost no close friends in high school. Not because nobody liked her, but because nobody was hungry enough to keep up with her. She wasn't lonely for company. She was lonely for someone who wanted to win as desperately as she did. Nobody in high school could give her that. But what was waiting for her in college would shock everybody. Her dream school never came to watch her play. Not once. Gino Orima, the most powerful coach in women's basketball history, never showed up to a single game. While Caitlyn was breaking state records and dropping 60-point performances, the man who built the greatest dynasty in women's college basketball couldn't be bothered. That rejection cut deep. Meanwhile, Iowa's Jan Jensen was showing up to 5:45 in the morning practices just to sit in the gym and say nothing. No recruitment pitch. No pressure. Just presence. Making sure Caitlyn knew one school never stopped believing. Then Jensen and head coach Lisa Blutter booked flights to Bangkok, Thailand. Halfway across the world. NCAA rules meant they couldn't speak a single word to her. They sat in the stands, said nothing, and ate seasoned crickets, posting it on Instagram just so Caitlyn would know they came. She didn't even notice. Caitlyn committed to Notre Dame. Her mother's dream. The announcement was coming. It never came. She changed her mind. Admitted it was the first time she ever directly disobeyed her mother. Picked the school that showed up at dawn, flew across the world, and ate crickets just to prove they wanted her. She chose Iowa. Then walked straight to the microphone and told every reporter in the room she was taking Iowa to the Final Four. The room smiled politely. Nobody believed her. But here is what nobody understood in that moment. This wasn't arrogance. This was a girl who had spent 4 years losing, been ignored by her dream school, and had just defied everyone closest to her, and she was done being overlooked. The girl nobody wanted was about to become impossible to ignore. October 20th, 2021. A Tuesday practice. No cameras. No crowd. No headlines. Just a scrimmage. Caitlyn's team is down 25 points with 4 minutes left. In any other gym, with any other player, the session winds down, everyone goes home, and nobody remembers it happened. What happened next changed Iowa basketball forever. She caught the ball and launched a three. Then another. Then another. Then another. Her teammates couldn't stop her. The defense couldn't figure her out. The gym couldn't contain what was happening. In roughly 2 minutes she scored 22 points, 7 three-pointers, and hit a buzzer beater to tie the game. 22 points. 2 minutes. 7 threes. From a player who wasn't even supposed to be this good yet. The people inside that gym went completely silent. Not because it was boring. Because they had just witnessed something that didn't have a name yet. Her teammates looked at each other the way people look at each other when they know they are standing inside a moment that will matter later. Iowa basketball had never seen anything like this. And neither had the rest of the world, they just didn't know it yet. That same season she nearly repeated it in a real game against Michigan. Down 25 in the third quarter she erupted for 21 points in the final 6 minutes, making one from the logo that made the entire bench lose their minds. They fell just short of the upset, but nobody in that building walked out the same. The girl who couldn't win a high school state title. The girl Gino never came to watch. The girl who defied her mother and picked a school nobody thought was worthy of her talent. She was done being a story about potential. She was becoming something the sport had never seen. And everything, the records, the comparisons to the greatest shooter alive, the moments that would break the internet, was still ahead of her. The world had absolutely no idea what was coming. Some players break records. Caitlyn Clark made records feel embarrassed they ever existed. Steph Curry, the greatest shooter the basketball world has ever witnessed, set the NCAA single-season three-point record in 2008 with 162 three-pointers. A record so untouchable that people called it generational. A record that survived every era, every generation, every revolution in the sport. Caitlyn Clark didn't just break it. She buried it. 211 three-pointers in a single season. More than any human, man or woman, in the history of college basketball. She didn't edge past Curry's record. She made it look ordinary. Then she came for Pete Maravich. The all-time Division I scoring record. A record set by a man widely considered one of the most gifted offensive players to ever touch a basketball. On senior night, Caitlyn Clark walked onto that court and took it. 3,951 career points. More than any player in college basketball history. They painted her name onto the Iowa court permanently because some achievements deserve to never be forgotten. But records are just numbers. What happened on one specific night told the real story. Down 11 to the undefeated New York Liberty. Coming back from injury. The entire basketball world watching to see if she still had it. 3 bombs. 33 feet. 27 feet. 31 feet. Three-pointers that had no business going in from that distance with that pressure in that moment. All 3 splashed through in 38 seconds. Not 38 minutes. Not 38 plays. 38 seconds. 9 points. The Liberty called timeouts. Adjusted schemes. Sent double
game. 9 points in 38 seconds for Caitlyn. She hit all 3 threes.
Did before. This is precisely what Steph Curry did to the NBA, and the parallels are impossible to ignore. Same shooting range that makes defenders question their entire career. Same pick-and-roll blitzing because no conventional defense can contain her. Same 4-on-3 advantages created simply by her presence on the floor. Steph Curry didn't just change the NBA, he changed how basketball was played across the entire world. Caitlyn Clark is doing the exact same thing to the WNBA right now. The league committed $50 million to charter flights before she played one professional minute. Entire venues relocated to bigger arenas just to hold the crowds she demands. 18.9 million people watched her final college game, more than any NBA game that entire year. More than any women's sporting event in American history outside the Olympics. Numbers that don't exist without her. Then came April 2024. Indiana Fever. Pick number 1. She walks to that podium and embraces her mother, the woman whose dream school she once defied, and delivers 7 words that close this story perfectly. I earned it. That's why I'm proud. The girl tackled on a boys' court at 5 years old. The girl Gino never came to watch. The girl nobody fully wanted. She didn't just arrive. She took over everything. If this story moved you the way it moved us, subscribe right now. Because the chapters still being written are even more unbelievable than everything you just watched.